The universe is full of secrets. For centuries, we've looked at the night sky thinking we understood what was out there. Stars, planets, galaxies, all bound together by gravity. But what if I told you everything we can see, every star, every planet, every glowing nebula, makes up less than 5% of the universe, the rest unseen, invisible, yet pulling the strings on everything. And the person who proved this wasn't a man in the golden halls of academia, but a woman fighting for her place in a field that barely wanted her. This is the story of Vera Rubin, the astronomer who revealed the dark skeleton of the universe. Vera Rubin was born in 1928 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. From the very beginning, she was captivated by the stars. While the other kids stared at comic books, Vera stared up at the night sky from her bedroom window, watching stars wheel past like cosmic clock hands. But there was a problem. This was the 1940s. Science, especially astronomy, was considered a man's world. When Vera told her high school guidance counselor she wanted to study the universe, she was discouraged. Her counselor suggested she become an art teacher instead. Luckily, Vera didn't listen. She went to Vassar College at the time, one of the few institutions where women could seriously study science. She graduated as the only astronomy major in her class. But when she tried to apply for graduate programs, doors slammed in her face. Princeton University? They didn't even allow women in the astronomy department until 1975. Think about that. Vera was already making discoveries before Princeton even let women through the door. She eventually made it into Cornell, where she studied under legends like Richard Feynman, and though her male peers often dismissed her, Vera had something they didn't: a stubborn fascination with galaxies that wouldn't go away. In the 1960s, Vera began studying how galaxies spin. Now here's the thing. If you spin a pizza dough in the air, the edges fly out faster than the center. Scientists thought galaxies worked the same way. The stars at the edge should move more slowly than the ones near the center, because they were farther from the bulk of the galaxy's mass. But when Vera and her collaborator Kent Ford measured the stars at the edge of the galaxies, they saw something shocking. The stars weren't slowing down, they were whipping around at the same speed as the stars near the center. According to the laws of physics, that shouldn't be possible. Galaxies spinning that fast should tear themselves apart, unless there was something invisible holding them together. This was the evidence Vera Rubin uncovered. Evidence of a mysterious, unseen glue. Something that didn't shine, didn't absorb light, but exerted gravity. The invisible matter outweighing everything we can see. We call it dark matter. To explain it simply, imagine you are on a merry-go-round. If you spin too fast, you'll fly off. But if there are invisible ropes tying you down, you can stay in place even at high speeds. Dark matter is like those ropes, an invisible structure keeping galaxies together. You'd think this discovery would make Vera Rubin a superstar overnight. Instead, she was met with skepticism because she was a woman, because her results challenged the status quo. because it was easier for the scientific community to dismiss her than rewrite the textbooks. But Vera didn't flinch. She published paper after paper, collected data from hundreds of galaxies, and every time the pattern held true. The universe was mostly made of invisible matter. Eventually, the scientific world could no longer ignore her. Vera's work became one of the cornerstones of modern cosmology. Today, Vera Rubin's fingerprints are everywhere in astrophysics. Every time you hear scientists talk about dark matter, every cosmic simulation of galaxies, every discussion about what makes up the universe, they all trace back to her. Yet, despite her contributions, the Nobel Prize in Physics never came. Year after year, Vera Rubin's name was whispered as a frontrunner, but the call never came. She passed away in 2016, still without that recognition. But here's the truth: prices fade, legacies don't. In 2020, NASA announced the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, a massive telescope in Chile, built to map the entire night sky every few days. Her name will now forever be tied to humanity's quest to understand the universe.